one of those deciders. We're tied up 1-1 right now. Could be anybody's game.
Mayhem Academy wanted to be theirs, but they're going to go ahead and start off on the offense. Mangachu going to stick onto the brig. Shaq's just scouting right now. Fact Fiction F will be changing. They didn't want to see goats on the other side, maybe. If they're running something else, like a wood of their own, we might have seen the double snipers come out. That is not the case here.
And Sherrick actually on the defensive Winston. This is pretty interesting. A lot of times we see the Reinhardt come out, but Winston offers tons of mobility and also a lot of early damage. You see Sherrick already 10% up to that Primal Rage, so he can get a lot of cleave damage coming in. You see him chasing the tails of Mayhem Academy before they even engage on the objective. That's the opportunity that second wind have right here. But conversely, Epps is at 24%, 27 now to the trance off of the backspell that healing.
Bird not that far behind, but now finally Epps I think gets a volley in, and now we're going to see that Winston in play, jumping onto the high ground, trying to get that Tesla cannon to do its job. But Mayhem Academy are able to receive that space and take it. Fact Fiction getting taken very low in the meantime as he's kind of off on his own. Gods taken onto the high ground, needing the heals. I believe he got the armor pack as well, so the burst healing is gone for second win for the time being. Mangachu able to get up to that rally way faster than Skeetily, but I'm37 who's having a really great debut for second win. Two great debuts today, which are really awesome. Second win, I'm37 got that kill. They got the reset.
Yeah, they got the rally out from Mangachu too. Despite all of that extra armor, Mayhem Academy still have to beat a retreat because Sherrick popped a Primal Rage just as Mayhem Academy got onto the objective. That's great value from your Winston, and it allowed IM37 to find that early kill, and now Bird will have the trance just for those in-case kinds of moments because Shaq's only 75% to his own grab.
A lot of crosses there for Mayhem Academy as the supports already have their ultimate, so Mangachu's only going to be able to get that armor pack, so not a ton of ult charge for the rest of the team. For the supports, a little bit of a waste there, but at least they have the ultimate. Second win have it there. Hello and Halo a little late on that sound barrier, so this is a great opportunity for them to engage as a charging Reinhardt just passes by. Everyone says hello, cannot stop. Gods is going to get denacked, but is going to be able to use that self-destruct just in time, be able to get back on it. The Smack Epps is gone, reset.
We saw the Reinhardt just last series charge onto the high ground and make something happen here, but Sherrick actually gets taken down in the middle of all of this. Grabs come through.
Yeah, second win made like a half-asserted aggression there. Like, they wanted to be aggressive. Not everyone committed at exactly the same time, so they take a casualty because of that. Could be brutal. Earthshatter coming through, knocking two onto the ground. But Sound Barrier going to keep them all alive. Fact Fiction taken very, very low. Also gets stunned. Naniton is going to throw the bomb in the backline. This might find something, but it does not, as Gods is able to make a loop-to-loop around and get the kill onto Epps. Good heads-up play, knowing where each character is going to be living during this fight, as second win do find themselves another defense.
Paintbrush was having a game for himself on Eichenwald. So many great boop kills, but such an early sound barrier didn't even save Epps' life in that last fight. So questionable moves all around from Mayhem Academy. Is this old man Mayhem rearing his ugly head once again? 46 seconds left for Mayhem Academy to try and make something of Mangachu's rally.
Mangachu's rally is all that they have, so they have to make something out of nothing. When life gives you lemons, right, make orange juice. So Mayhem Academy is going to have nothing but the rally. I can't say that enough. Second wind have a Primal Rage, one of the best stalling and displacement ultimates in the game. Only gets stronger the next patch as well. Mayhem Academy, though, going to use that rally to try to quell the attack that's coming in from second wind's defense. They're smartly ceding that space. What you're seeing teams do right now is when a rally goes through, they just give up that fight, wait for the armor to go away, and then re-engage. But they might not know exactly that Mayhem Academy have nothing, but Mayhem Academy's hand is going to be forced here. It doesn't matter what they have, because we're already entering overtime, my friends. Second win using that Primal Rage already, knocking Epps away. Mangachu's going to get isolated as well. Then the snap does happen for Mangachu. 65 now for second win, and Mayhem Academy might not be able to grab this first point. Another kill onto Speedily makes things a little interesting, but Epps and Fact Fiction are so low. Self-destruct, though, coming in from Maniton, though, bringing them right back. Mayhem Academy, with their spawns, have an opportunity to grab this point. It was looking dire without that self-destruct. There is no point take for Mayhem Academy, but second win aren't out of this just yet.
2v3 now on the point. Shax actually goes down, but Bird cut away now, so IM37 without any of that healing. Oh, man alive. It was so incredibly close between these two teams, and actually still just another tick for Mayhem Academy, but IM37 gonna off himself, hold that grab for the next fight. Wow, Mayhem Academy pulling things back from the brink, and it was absolutely off the back of a clutch play from Manitou.
There were 4 ults on second win side that did not find any value. Mayhem Academy were able to win that. You know, they quelled the ults, and because of that, they were able to get ults of themselves, and now you're finding them here on the second point, a point that they arguably shouldn't be looking at right now. Mayhem Academy have the Earth Shatter, nothing else, second wind, don't have anything for the time being. The Graviton Surge might be so low as there's really nothing to combo it right now. Mayhem Academy now going to try to aggress. Shaq's getting taken pretty low. Shaq's still going to get the kill into I'm37. Remember, that's 7% for second win to come back and win at this fight. Mayhem Academy smartly aggressing, but that means Manitou's actually going to lose that mech. Earthshatter going through. Hello, I'm Halo going to be going back to spawn. Mayhem Academy have run out of ultimates until this Graviton Surge comes through. Backfishing is stunned. Transcendence is there for second win. They're going to go ahead and use the Graviton Surge halfway through the Transcendence to make sure that they're going to find value, but Speedily and Sheriff are able to grab a couple of kills. This is not going to be good for Mayhem Academy right now. Hello, I'm Halo dropped the beat just in case. A just in case beat. Mayhem Academy are going to have to do this one more, and there is 4 minutes on the clock at the beginning of this push. They took a minute and a half off. That's great.
That was a very close one. Mayhem Academy, though, themselves, they took 2 ticks. So by the, transitive power, another fight should net them the next one, right? I don't know. Not quite sure there. It's still up in the air because Mayhem Academy only have Epsis Trance on hand. Hopefully the Zenyatta will be able to time that correctly this time around. God's going to be looking to birth some new universes with his own bomb as Mayhem Academy take the carousel around to the back.
Will the new universes be great, or will they be full of black holes, though? Mayhem Academy are really going to be hoping for God's bomb to do absolutely nothing, as there's really not much on second win side. At least Bird is going to get the Transcendence up, using the Transcendence early. Maybe that was to save one member for himself, but this is going to prove to be a bad thing for Mayhem Academy. Epps hasn't made these mistakes all season, but now that they're going up against a better team, we're seeing them now. Paintbrush going to get a nice environmental kill onto I'm37. Welcome to Contenders, my friend, and welcome to the drink. Mayhem Academy now bringing this back from the brink. Second win now, though, going to come back and forth. A lot of these fights back and forth, but we do see the inherent advantages. We saw it on the offensive response earlier and the defensive response this time.
I feel like right now Mayhem Academy are playing much too individualistically, right? So Paintbrush, he goes for all of these great boop kills, and he's able to execute and connect with them, but in the meantime, the rest of his team haven't really found that synergy ever since we've started this, icon wall, honestly. So Shaq's now close to that Graviton Surge, but, one grab does not a one-fight make. Backfiction ready with that Shatter, too. We have to be able to see that follow-through damage come in from Mayhem Academy, or Second Wind are going to have a second chance here, even without any ultimates, or defensive ultimates up.
The Zarya cooldowns are down for Mayhem Academy. You're going to see them cede a little bit of space until those come through. You're going to see the bubble on Backfiction or someone who's in a dire situation, because Shax also still needs that charge, especially now that the grab is available. Looking on the other side, Bird might not have that Transcendence available. Sherrick's going to use that Earth Shatter. Sound Barrier going to be countered on the other side. Graviton Surge is there right now from both sides. Mayhem Academy going to find a little bit more from theirs, but a self-destruct coming from God's evening things up. Trades are always better for the defense on Assault, and Mayhem Academy have 30 seconds to try this again.
Ooh, but Sherrick is going so incredibly deep right there. Does he man? Yes, he will stay alive thanks to the rest of his team backing him up there, and this is what Mayhem Academy need. 15 seconds left. They have one Transcendence to buy them time to get Manitou close to that bomb, because those will be the 2 hopes for Mayhem Academy to finish out this map.
If you're wondering, God's threw himself off to get to that stack, that Defense Matrix. While the Graviton Surge was already used, Defense Matrix is still good to have, and have that tanky body. Mayhem Academy only have Transcendence, but so do Second Wind. Hello and Halo get close to that Sound Barrier. That might be all of the extra that they need, as Manitou gets taken low, and that forces Epsis Transcendence out. Made sure that he wasn't slow on that one. Earthshatter coming through, Paintbrush is on the ground. Doesn't matter how much healing you have at that point in time. Sherrick is doing work. He's going to bring this back for Second Win. Mayhem Academy will not receive that second point. This is very interesting, because I wonder, again, maybe let's go back to that strength of schedule, right? Because Second Wind playing better than every other person that they faced so far. And I want to go back again to what you said earlier. They're playing too individualistically.
Yep.
Right? I think in their last 3 games, that was fine.
Yeah.
Right? And that worked. This is not a team that is going to make that the case.
No, not at all. And actually, speaking of not playing individualistically, one of the reasons that we saw Paintbrush, who did get shattered by Sherrick, but how many times have we seen shatters come down and everybody just gets back up again, like, you know, the world's fastest nap. But Second Wind able to melt down individual members of Mayhem Academy because Gods and Sherrick and IM37 actually formed a pincer. Gods was on the high ground, putting in tons of free damage, and even though, you know, D.Va, you could argue that she kind of just has tickle cannons, that damage will add up over time. And Mayhem Academy right there kind of, you know, just falling prey to the better coordination from Second Wind. Yeah,
you get close enough, get the headshots in, you get the micro misses in, you can definitely, in one cycle of micro misses, take out a Zenyatta. Mayhem Academy, that's not being supported. Second Wind now, they are in the driver's seat for sure, because Mayhem Academy were unable to finish off that map, so we are going to find a winner here. So Second Wind on their offense. This is when IM37 might be able to play something else. He has a Widowmaker, he has a Genji. We saw the McCree a little earlier. Right now on the Roadhog.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to see Sir Hog make another appearance here, but it certainly could, you know, again, kind of just fluster Mayhem Academy, who must hold here on point A. If they give up this point A within the first push, within the first couple of pushes, they're staring down a very scary time bank for Second Wind to finish out this map. So we see the swaps come through. Will be Winston Goats this time around. Good choice, no Reinhardt, because Mangachu and Shaxx will be looking to set up their own crossfire with the dual snipers.
So I wonder if Second Wind might switch their team console match. The double sniper looks like they're going to go ahead and go in, and Derek going to just get bursted down. But Fiction going to go down as well, so no Winstons on either side. The vision is going to be very important, as Mangachu going to be showing exactly where all of Second Wind is coming through, and they have to walk that way in order to go on any flanking path. Very good positioning on that Sonic area that he's going to have again in just a second. Knowing where the Winston is so important, especially when it's on the field. As Evs and Paintbrush get bursted down a little bit, but the Mercs is going to keep everyone alive, and Mayhem Academy have a res on their side, so you got to be careful with these picks. You got to cover the body. It's something that teams have forgotten to do with Mercies on the other side because they just don't see it that often. And right now, just jostling for position. Once again, Dragon Strike going to be ripped through the middle. Mangachu showing us that he's not even arguably, he is the most versatile player in Contenders. This time on the Hanzo, making things happen. Good job making sure that defense took place.
I mean, Mangachu, he is the player that you think of when you think of like a, you know, sexy flexy, right? He was the original hyper flex that we saw all the way going back to, as you said, the Carbon series. And this Hanzo right now really paying dividends. It's allowed Mayhem Academy the time to get up to both of those support ultimates and the infra site. So Shaxx gonna pop that immediately. Unlike the live patch, this will not go down even if the Widowmaker dies.
Oh, so they're going to go ahead and use all of the ultimates. So Paintbrush using the Valkyrie is going to stay up in the sky. And just like the rally, this is a really good time just to wait. But no, Gods is going to go ahead and use that self-destruct, try to take the Mercy out of the sky. Managed to going to be throwing his self-destruct in a really great position, but the self-barrier is there. And ally barrier from IM37. Shaxx getting taken below half health. Fiction has Primal Rage, has Trans. Those Transes have been late. Fiction needing to use that Primal Rage to stay alive. Oh, and Cher going to get the kill. I don't believe the grappling hook connected, going to get another environmental kill on Mangachu. This is slowly but surely turning into a fight that Second Wind is going to win. Mayhem Academy are going to have to try this again on the second point, but the good news is I-37 and Sherrick and Bird all use their ultimates on point A.
No, that is such a boon for Mayhem Academy, who will likely not be sticking to the double sniper dive for their point B defense. Indeed, we see the swaps come through. Oh man, that's 4 members all giving up that ultimate charge and swapping onto the Ghost composition. So Second Wind, even though they themselves expended their bank, they got a big advantage.
Hello, I'm Halo using the sound barrier offensively because he knows the reset ults on the other side are gonna really hamper them. The Mayhem Academy showing that right now. Second Wind on the brink of winning this map. Will Mayhem Academy be able to touch the point?
That's the question right here. 2 ticks gone now. You only have a sliver left. And are there any Mayhem Academy bodies? Yes, it's going to be Manitin donating that baby D.Va into the pile as the self-destruct picks him up.
With these kills coming through, Second Wind in control of their destiny. Mayhem Academy need a miracle to happen. Shaxx needs to get a pick. Epps needs to get an orb of destruction, but instead they're all going back to spawn. Second Wind showing an insane amount of maturity in this game, outplaying Mayhem Academy in the last 2 maps. They are in control right now, and it's funny because Control is the one that they lost, but Mayhem Academy, they didn't look good. And, you know, that I keep going back to what you said, playing individualistically, right? On Control,
That'll
fine.
work. It'll work
Sometimes
out.
that's fine, right? It'll give you the highest like amount of leeway.
Yeah.
Right, when it comes to that, because control fights can be really long, and then they kind of separate into a bunch of skirmishes. But on these other maps where team play, having to play together, has come to be a little bit more important. One team is doing that much better than the other, and that's second wind.
Undoubtedly, I mean, double sniper is a really strong composition, but no doubt that Mayhem Academy kind of played themselves in a way by choosing that composition and understanding that you have to swap onto, or would prefer to swap onto, the GOATS comp for that point B defense. Be a different story if they finish out Volskaya, but they didn't. So that last defense, that first and last defense on point B was their only chance. They couldn't pull it together. And I do go back to, that, kind of strength of schedule. We got a taste of what Mayhem Academy looked like when they were in control. And honestly, they played really well in the in the first 3 weeks.
They had a less than an hour game, I think, against Chicken Contenders. That was the game, not Gladiators Legion, that Chicken Contenders didn't have Hard Blue with. And
but they played, they won against Bermuda, they won against Tendies, old Tendies, and then they won against Montreal Rebellion. So those were the 3 wins that got them to this first seed standing.
A total of 2 wins between those 3 teams.
Yeah, but now they're really getting challenged by this second win team who are coming up from behind.
Yeah, it's like Jaws, that picture where the swimmer is like on the water, and Mayhem Academy is that swimmer, and then second wind is just coming up and about to chomp them. And if they win the game, there's no thing more apt than that. They shouldn't have come out of nowhere. That's the thing, right? Second wind proved themselves last week, and they're definitely the best team that Mayhem Academy have faced so far, and they are struggling because of that. It's just the skill ceiling has lifted a little bit, and maybe we're kind of just seeing the bottom half of this group may not be as strong as the bottom half of Group B. I mean, we saw an amazing game between Second Generation and Phase 2 last week, and so this time around, though, Mayhem Academy, again, struggling. We're trying to put our finger on it, and there's a lot of small things that I think contribute to what we're seeing right now.
I think they're certainly getting taken to task. They have not really faced this pressure, and some teams, in overtime, they rise to meet the occasion. Other teams do have a much more difficult time rebounding from that. And I think a big part of it is, you come into this, you're running, maybe an off-meta comp with the Pharmacy, with the Hammond and everybody, expecting that maybe IM37 wouldn't be fitting in as well with second wind as he currently is. Honestly, it's almost as if there hasn't really been, a 4th week swap onto a completely different player, right? And second wind, kind of still gelling in that weird way. Bird, he did
living
have
on the
some
polls.
of those.
Yeah, living on the polls.
Yeah, he did have some of those moments still early on in the series, but he brought it back there on Volskaya, played a really solid game, fragged out.
Couple of very important picks coming from them. Bird, second win. And the other thing about IM37 is at this point, we just have to trust second wind, right? Regardless of who's coaching, that name is got a name now, right? It's no longer just an unsigned team. Second wind it's kind of like the closest thing to what we had before with Envy and Rogue, those teams, right? With these academy teams, we don't see teams like Second Wind find themselves so successful. But Second Wind, 2 seasons in a row, at this point, they have enough history to where they're not pretenders, they're contenders.
Truer words have never been said, Boop. And right now they got to defend against Mayhem Academy, who've been running, the Achilles heel of many a GOATS composition, the Sombra. Manitin, 30% up to that EMP, taking a little bit of damage, but Shax himself, finally gets that armor pack. But second wind, holding their own, and Bird is 70% up to that Transcendence. Eps nowhere close.
It's,
not anymore though.
This is the map where the up-close hold, to me, makes the least amount of sense, because I've never seen it be successful so far. But second wind holding them back here onto Courtyard. They gave them all of that space, proving me wrong, right? It's like sometimes you want to get the up-close hold, even though you're going to lose, because you're going to hold right here anyway. But because they ceded all that space, it's going to be a race to the point.
It will be a little bit difficult, especially since Hello, I'm Halo was one of the last to die, and actually they get a stagger kill into IM37. That's massive, because now you'll have no damage to match that coming out from Shax, not to mention you could be just walking into an EMP.
EMP gonna grab Derek, really very good people for that EMP. The Earth Cutter from Factory is gonna knock Gods onto the ground as well. Derek is not gonna find that much value, even though he was able to make contact with a couple members of Mayhem Academy as that fight started off with a 65, and IM37 is the reason why they got the stall into IM37. One of the first kind of instances of the newness of this new player so far.
Paintbrush, again, doing, Paintbrush things, gets the boot kill credit and will have the sound barrier. Mayhem Academy playing that quite well. Epps wasn't going to be late on a trance again, so he popped it quite early. Not sure if we 100% needed that Transcendence, but it's all right because his buddy there, Paintbrush, will have the sound barrier for this next engage.
Ooh, good positioning coming in from Manitin after that Graviton Surge. Gets the hack in the backline. Mayhem Academy easily win, arguably one of the hardest points for the offense here. So that's going to put a lot of time back in their clock with 4 minutes already.
That was a devastating loss for second win, but they took it, with as much grace as you could. No Transcendence ready. Hello, I'm Halo didn't have sound barrier at that time either. And now Manitin just tickling Sherrick as we hear the re-engage come back in for second wind, who, have the grab bomb combo.
Grab bomb combo might not be enough though, as a lot of teams haven't been able to withstand that combo. There's the Graviton Surge now. Are they going to be able to do this? EMP went through, but did not get Gods in time to cancel the ultimate, able to get that self-destruct. Gives his life for it. The rest of Mayhem Academy throwing themselves off of the map, and now they're going to have to go through the same spot again, which is so challenging for the offense. This time around, though, they're not going to have what they had at their disposal.
No grab, no bomb, really. And second wind, they had to press the trigger before the EMP came out, and they did so, and they get a defense for their troubles here. Manitin swapping onto the Diva again. Give up the Sombra Gambit at this point in Streets Phase is a pretty wise move. We've seen attendees just in the last series be too stubborn with that and lose out. So Mayhem Academy coming back in here. It was such a good game, man. But we're here right now. This is a good one too. Paintbrush already on the back. Look at him up on the high ground, looking for the boop.
Very good boop. So they're gonna but there's one on the other side. Gods, I think, doing it that time around. But now Gods is in a very interesting position, but they have baited all of Mayhem Academy to chase after Gods. And I actually think second win have a better shot here, even though Speedy Leaf is down. Very interesting series of events from both teams. I'm not sure if tunneling on Gods was the right idea, but I might be eating my words here. Very soon is Manitin going to be eaten on 37's grab. Some good stuff coming from Manitin on that Diva, whether you ever on Junkrat. Now that your Shatter comes through, on 37 going to be the one on the ground. Shark getting the pin kill onto Fact Fiction, though, making things interesting. Mangachu, though, getting another kill. Self-destruct, not going to get anything. Mayhem Academy again in control on the payload. Second win, put up a fight. They made it interesting, but eventually Mayhem Academy's ultimate advantage and their cooldown won it out in the end.
Manitin's hungry for some grabs right there. He was the deciding factor in that last fight. We even had a Bird popping the trance just because, the grab couldn't come through. We got to scramble. We got to try and make up for that lost space. And second win now have no ultimates to their name in order to hold here. Mayhem Academy ready with that bomb combo. Speedily will need to pop this rally sooner rather than later.
I love that sound of the shield absorbing the power. But is the power gonna be infinite for Shax? It needs to be. The Zaryas need to be that DPS, and right now he's rocking 100 energy, and that's why those shields are going down so quickly. Onto second win, but Epps getting taken out. That's a misposition from Epps. He should not be in a position to be volleyed like that from Bird, but here we are.
Yeah, it's a pretty rare thing for Zenyatta's to find themselves across the map. Dogman, very famous for his fragging ability last season on Atlanta Academy. Bird, kind of picking up that feel right here, although he himself, taken very low, will get helped back up to full health, and good thing too, because Mayhem Academy charging in here for ultimates. Second win will need that trance.
We talked about Mangachu on Pharah, the Gods on Diva, the vacancy on that character. It's so good to watch. The Earthshatter are going to be coming through. Jax is on the ground. The sound barrier is there to help, and now the Transcendence is going to counter that Graviton Surge. Self-destruct. Oh, you saw the hands up for Sherrick. It was like, take me, bomb. And yes, it did. And now Mayhem Academy find themselves in the final stages of Rialto.
Yeah, that was just a really unlucky thing right there. Bird had a perfect trance timing, but if you get the shield looped away, as Mayhem Academy did to Sherrick, there's nothing really you can do short of a sound barrier. Hello, I'm Halo, though, holding on to that for this final defense. Mayhem Academy still have a minute 30 seconds left. These last point defenses don't often last very long, so Mayhem Academy, if they can make a quick incision here, they don't have the grab just yet, but Fact Fiction has Shatter.
if this fight goes a certain way, there's a possibility that they lose this out and come back with more ultimates on the next one. So they're going to try it out on this one as Ev's going to be investing that Transcend. It's not very late. The shield is not going to be there thanks to some displacement. And Gods is going to get that 2.5 kill and then finish it off with some fact fiction Reinhardt meat himself. Second wind going to be pushing them off. 1 minute left for Mayhem Academy.
Ugh, that meat. Very meaty. Second wind will have the shatter.
Give away with words here.
Yeah, oh no, I'm not a professional gum flapper for no reason, Boopasaurus. Sherrick will have this Earth Shatter. This is where Second Wind want to hold. They've managed to push out of that claustrophobic cavern that is point C and will be able to take this fight right underneath the bridge where they can again, like the last fight, boop Fact Fiction away and allow for Sherrick to find a free shatter onto the rest of the team. Already we see them pressuring that shield.
Oh, we already see the cooldowns going through, so both teams using them at about the same time, so they're going to come back at their power levels at the same time as well. But looking at these ultimates, Mayhem Academy close to a couple big ones. Second Wind, same thing can be said for them, but one less so. I'm 37 going to have that grab where Mayhem Academy is going to have Earth Shatter. Potentially all of 6 of their ultimates, depending on how this goes. Ev's going to take it very, very low. Almost dies himself. Earth Shatter going through. Pikachu on the ground. Fact Fiction going to use their Earth Shatter as well. Brig on both sides going to be taking a quick nap. Is speedily going to have to use that rally. Manti going to get that kill. So God's also D-Max. And now Shax is going to be trying to push that damage. 75 energy could actually be a little higher. He's going to get it to that 100. He's going to rip through the bodies of Second Wind on the Zarya. Now we're in that desperation stall for the defense. They've already made it into overtime. So that's, best case scenario for when a team finishes a map. Second Wind now know that they have to complete this if they want to avoid a 5-game set.
And oftentimes, just knowing where the finish line lies will help a team get there. Okay, we have to finish out this map. There's no question of could we push it a little bit further, right? So you can bank up those ultimates, go for those all or nothing kind of brawls, but great charge right there from Fact Fiction in the very last seconds of that, or rather actually the opening seconds of that fight. Get Sherrick out of the way, even though the sound barrier dropped perfectly by Hello I'm Halo, that was still a kill onto the main tank of Second Wind. So Mayhem Academy picking things up towards the very end of Rialto, but as we saw with today's earlier series, defense, oftentimes a lot harder thing to do than offense.
But here on Rialto, the defense gets a little help, right, because of the environment.
From the right angles.
The land of right angles. Mayhem Academy have already conquered the right angles, and now Second Wind going to try to complete that square. Hey, look at that, 2 right angles, right? That makes a rectangle, right?
What?
Man, I legitimately failed geometry in middle school.
I believe you.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone who's watching also does as well. And then I got a C in summer school. Like it was.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway.
A remedial C. Hey,
I know, right? A remedial C. I swear I'm smart in other ways, guys. I did soft skills.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, you are still a numbers man though, and Second Wind on the series.
Numbers guy that failed math. Yeah.
Second Wind, though, still, they're so close to a series win they can taste it, right? And against Mayhem Academy, to be the team that fells the top-seeded member of Group A would be a dream for Second Wind. So they're rolling out with GOATs.
They're going to be rolling out with GOATs, and this GOATs v GOATs matchup has been falling aside. Actually, it's been a little even with the GOATs v GOATs comes out. When Mayhem Academy running other things, that's when Second Wind really shows up as Bird going to be so dangerously by the water. We simply see us pop out of nowhere, but they must know where Paintbrush is on the defense since it's making the first turn and Manitive is out of the map. That's
a huge boon, actually. So no more eaten volleys by Bird, but speedily still falls. Bird finds Eps, though, so he's a little bit more than the word. He's a fragger right here for Second Wind, who continue to try and plow through. Big charge, though, finds IM37.
It could bring this fight back for Mayhem Academy because Second Wind hadn't recovered from that last fight where Mayhem Academy were able to come back with full health bars. The Fact Fiction doesn't use his to his advantage, and it's going to go down, but trade's going on both sides. No Zenyatta, no Reinhardt, so it's a 5v5. They're going to go ahead and let a little bit more room go with this payload, but the rally is going to be launched by Megachu, and they're going to go ahead and seed that space. Earthshatter is going to stop that up just a little bit, but everyone's still alive. Everyone's still pretty healthy. Yeah,
but there is a trance on the side of the attackers right here. Second Wind, they've been rebounding quite well, even down men.
And now the self-destruct goes into the back line. Everyone does their best hide and seek, and they win. But because everyone had to go every which direction, Second Wind was able to isolate certain members, and then the rest will fall. Mayhem Academy are going to have to try this defense potentially on the second one.
great charge right there from Sherrick. I mean, bombs is kind of like dropping a rock into an anthill, right? Everybody scatters, and you can, if you're a good and well-coordinated team, you can make hay with that kind of chaos. The Mayhem Academy bounding back in here. They have a trance at the ready from Epps.
It's also why Dragon Lady and P works so well, as, you know, or Self-Destruct works well too. That same kind of concept that's easier to look at. Mayhem Academy gonna have 4 ultimates. They're gonna have a Graviton Surge. I-37 has one. They're transcended by on both sides. Earthshatter not gonna really do much, but Shaxx is gonna get his 8. And so now Second Wind finds themselves on top in terms of ultimate advantage, and now Manitin is gonna be throwing out that Self-Destruct, gets 2 kills. Mayhem Academy want to see some defense, and Second Wind were unable to cap that last point. 0.38 meters left.
That was really unlucky right there for Second Wind. What a great piece of stun from Mayhem Academy. That was a little awkward. Bird, what I wanted to say was, though, Bird was just standing still there for a very long second, and you know that that was some CC coming through from Mayhem Academy.
It's like, can I have the last piece of stun, please? I know it's rude. That's the last one.
I've already had a second helping of stun.
And so Mayhem Academy might have a bigger helping of stun for Fact Fiction. Sherrick not going to have his. Now they were used to save Second Wind. Sherrick almost went down, and with a minute left, that's not that much, and they do find a bigger stun. 3 onto Second Wind as we see Zarya fly. It's like a trampoline park all of a sudden here on Rialto. Self-destruct in the backline. Gods will find that kill onto Shaxx. This is the opening that Second Wind needs. They are running out of time. It does take a while to get through Rialto, and they do have to finish it. So Mayhem Academy were able to take a lot of the time off the time clock, and Second Wind are able to get a couple more minutes, but 3 minutes and 17 seconds left. On other points might feel like a lot. On Rialto, nothing is safe.
Oh yeah, no, time clocks are only here for horseshoes and cigars. So Second Wind, they will at least have a grab should they choose to push up here very aggressively.
That joke makes sense for like 2 people.
Yeah, I'd hopefully take this high ground, take this next fight pretty well, because again, yeah, you're totally right though, Boop. 3 minutes, not a lot of time to finish out one of the more difficult streets phase of the escort maps in Overwatch. Epps has the trance at the ready. Bird, though, has the high ground.
Bird has the high ground. We know because of the best Star Wars movie how important that is. Bird now going to get that first blood as well. 6v5. Now, this keeps happening between these two teams. Trades going by. The kill feed alternating those colors, and eventually one will take over. But right now, it's still pretty even. Manitin out of that mech will find himself off. Second Wind are going to be able to hold here, and this is not where you usually see defenses try to hold. It's on the staircase that you really want to fight, but Second Wind forced to fight off of it, and they're going to get past it.
Yeah, if Manitin can land a great bomb, though, Mayhem Academy might be able to retake the stairs. Second Wind, they've been really trying to fall upon any of the isolated members of Mayhem Academy, but we see, you know, members of Second Wind isolating themselves.
Oh, don't cross the self-destructs, and God is going to find 2. Manitin not going to find anything, so this attack is still going to be going on, and now Mayhem Academy, they're going to be ceding that space. Manitin, in fact, Fiction choosing to sacrifice themselves. The ult charges are going to come anyway. One person does escape with their life.
Sacrifice upon the altar of the payload, definitely one of the more metal pieces, albums from Overwatch. So Mayhem Academy, they will have the rally, they will have the earth shatter, but again, this is actually, you know, pretty good time. Second Wind have 3 minutes to try and finish things out, and if Mayhem Academy, again, lose this fight here in the courtyard, they're going to have a much harder time holding if they're forced into the cavern.
They do have over 2 minutes. That's really great. You do want to head to this point with a little bit more. You want to be over 2 minutes when you hit this point, because this one can be very hard to finish. Mayhem Academy now going to be trying to engage here. They did get a stun off. Fact Fiction not going to find any last pieces of stun there. Second Wind going to be using the Graviton Surge. No avail. Now the sound barrier and the other Graviton Surge is there. This is one of your classic Ghost fights where you're going to see the ultimates, and then eventually one person will have a support ultimate, but the other person doesn't. And now they're going to find that victory. Second Wind using that Transcendence. Second, Paintbrush is sound they are not going to find as much value as Verge Transcendence at the tail end of that fight.
No, but a little bit awkward by Second Wind, who couldn't quite figure out who was stalling out that payload. So Manitin, he will get a short spawn, but the rest of Mayhem Academy will be able to surge back in here. Manitin, though, holding on to the only ultimate that Mayhem have. So very dangerous territory here. Bomb combo available for Second Wind.
The bomb's going to land right to the back line, but everyone finds their column of choice, and now the self-destruct coming in from Godson. Listen, I worry for Mayhem Academy there. The Graviton Surge now for 937, trying to lock this up for Second Wind, and the kills are there. The Transcendence might have been a little late from Epps, and so Mayhem Academy looking a little bit more like old Mayhem Academy today. Will Second Wind be able to take a victory over our #1 team in Group A, leaving Fuchsia University as the lone undefeated team? Second Wind still needs to finish off this map. There's still 1 minute and 22 seconds, and the kill feed is filled with green. This is Second Wind's fight to lose. Mayhem Academy need a miracle.
Oh, and Hammond rolling in here, but immediately gets stunned, deleted. 20-player kill streak for IM37. Impressive stuff.
Hey, it's his first Contenders game, everyone.
Hey.
20-player kill streak.
Welcome, IM37.
If he's not actually 37, I'm going to be a little upset.
He will eventually be 37, though.
That's true.
So
It's like how eventually a broken clock is right 2 times a day. Right? Eventually someone will be 37.
you will have
years
it
old.
for the horseshoes and cigars.
No one understands that joke. Mayhem Academy is going to be coming in with 1 minute. Second Wind have their 2 minutes and 12 seconds to make as much time or as much progress as possible. And here on Rialto, a minute can be the very first point. You might see a total of like 20 meters for this first point with a minute left. Second Wind have a ton more breathing room.
And that's the dangerous thing, because Mayhem Academy have to, contend with that question. Can we get more? Right? Can we get more distance if we just push a little harder? If we all in with our ultimates right now, is it going to be a bit better? And that kind of uncertainty always hampers you. That's why, when you go on like a road trip or whatever, coming back home always feels shorter than going there.
Yeah, totally. And and then you get home and you're like, oh, I miss this place, right? Sometimes you got to leave home to really understand what the home is.
Yes. And I'm actually going to get... Mayhem Academy hopefully can get a little bit more value from this Sombra. Manatin's thrown out many an EMP that didn't really find a ton of value. So that will be the trump card for Mayhem Academy, fingers crossed, as Second Wind aren't going to be making up... Oh, man, those crisp dinks. He's been found out. Bird already 25% up to that Transcendence, and in the face of things like EMPs, like, overtime graviton surges, that extra bit of charge is going to pay huge dividends for Second Wind.
If he was able to get that kill on the Paintbrush, this push would be over. It would be in overtime by the time we got to this point. But at the same time, I'm interested to see why Second Wind chose not to hold up close with only a minute left, because they'd probably end up at this exact spot after losing that point. We'll ask him a little bit later. Second Wind, though, they have to figure it out. It speedily does. Manatin on this Sombra is not going to last very long. With under 20 seconds left, that tick could prove to be the death sentence here for Mayhem Academy's attack symbols are switched. Mayhem Academy now need to find themselves onto the payload. Second Wind looking calm, looking ready, looking collected and cool. And so Mayhem Academy are coming in potentially with a lack of numbers for the time being. A really good boop, like you said, are going to start things off, but Sherrick going to be pushed and damaged into Mayhem Academy, but he is not going to be able to use that Earth Shatter in time. And Second Wind are all going to be taken down. IM37 going to be doing his own thing, but it's been trades abound so far. Now the EMP comes through, gets every remaining member. Second Wind are going to fall. Mayhem Academy are going to try their darndest to make sure this goes to a map 5.
Yes. They might have to settle for a single point, though, because Second Wind have the time to come back in here. Gods will be back in mech. Sherrick certainly overstayed his welcome that time around, but this time with the Shatter, he can put Mayhem Academy back on their heels. The only ultimate that Mayhem have is that rally.
We're seeing one of the more exciting point A's in all of Overwatch. This point can be a slobber knocker, as you like to say, HamTornado. And now Paper's taking low. Good healing to keep him alive, having to use the Amp It Up for heals. Second Wind, though, using that to their advantage. That means that there's no way to seed that space. There's no way to keep Mayhem Academy alive because Paintbrush was using it to heal. Second Wind do stop them before grabbing that first point, but it's still 2 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock. Most teams make it to this point, and then we really get to see the Rio Rialto going.
We've seen, teams whiff it with 4 minutes left to take a single tick on, Horizon Lunar Colony or some of those maps. So
I believe it was 6.5 minutes with Skyfox
God.
last season. Never forget, never surrender.
Second Wind, though, working with that 2 synergy, 2 minutes, 12 seconds, it's not 6 minutes. But with the way that they have been playing around Sherrick and IM37, the hope is for the attackers that they can at least get the payload into point A. Mayhem Academy, though, throwing good, bad after good with Mayhem Manatin's Sombra, got up to 46%, and you just never really able to materialize with that EMP. That's a big investment for the attackers when you only have a minute.
Well, and when he invested, it was in a win more situation, right? They were already in that fight, and the EMP sealed the deal. It was good for that reason, but maybe keeping it for the next fight, letting that fight roll out a little bit longer could have been a better decision.
Yeah, and that's the problem that you have when you're the attackers. Could we get more? Second win, they don't have to get more. They only need to get the green, in their perspective, box of victory. Bird opening things up with a volley.
Hey, that has found the real estate before, so you gotta be careful. All Zenyatta's, right? That volley can just sneak in and get a pick and win a round for you, as it's the only long distance damage you have in this comp, so it's a really good way to butter some people up after using a fire strike, which is the second piece of long distance damage. Mayhem Academy now gonna go ahead and cede the same amount of space the second win gave them. They're gonna go ahead and put all of their eggs in one basket here on this last point. If they do lose, they probably will be able to come back, but second win looking pretty good so far, especially with Fact Fiction going down.
Yeah, and that means no more Earth Shatter charge either. A great fight ender for Mayhem Academy as Epps also falls, so no, that's not going to be any Transcendence charge being made in the time that second win will be pushing the payload themselves.
I am not seeing nerves from Second Wind at all right now. They've actually given themselves potentially 2 fights to come in here. Mayhem Academy actually want to feign an attack here and take a little bit of time off the clock if they trust themselves and leave this to 1 fight territory. And it looks like they might have done that depending on how long this fight is. Ghost fights can last a long time. It's a minute and a half on the last map as Epps is going to come in through that Transcendence, but no grab. I'm37 is going to have a grab. Mayhem Academy will not have support ultimate. Shaq's looking at the same situation. Who will launch theirs first? Because whenever they launch it, it will be brutal. The Earthshatter going to be coming through from Sherrick. Not going to get anything other than Cage Rush. And here it is. Here is that Graviton Sherrick. Sherrick going down. The Earthshatter is also going to help out. Second Wind struggling to maintain any sort of presence on this payload. They're going to need something from a god. They need a good pick. 30 seconds left, though. Means that they do get another chance at this. But Hello, Halo, and Bird will have Transcendence looking at the other side. Epps not.
No, that's the dangerous thing for Mayhem Academy. They've held now, but by how much? Sherrick just looking for the Fire Strike target right here. All of Second Wind are going to need to burst onto this cart in as one. Hello, I'm Halo and Bird both ready to buy their tanks a little bit more time. Ultimates are, you know, short-staffed right here for the Second Wind team.
And this is why I was saying that I'm not really seeing Nerves using the clock to their advantage here. The sound barrier is going to be used offensively, which could keep them pretty healthy from this self-destruct. No one going to get taken down from there. Now the Transcendence is going to come out. Epps is going to be very close to his, and we know what happens when the Transcendence comes out second, but Fact Fiction going to be going down. Second Wind now have a 6v5. They're in the driver's seat to win this out and take down the #1 team in North America East. Second Wind now going to be using that self-destruct, and now they're going to get the kills onto Megachu and Paintbrush. Second Wind are going to be knocking Mayhem Academy off of the top. I'm going to be really interested to see the map win-loss differential for both of these teams, as now they have the same record. Second Wind and Mayhem Academy both moved to 3-1, and Fusion University, the tried and true, even after that game against Chicken Contenders, is going to find themselves on top of the standings once again.
Hey, it's funny how those things kind of work out for Fusion University, eh? Many a Game 5, many a, you know.
It's like the Patriots at this point, right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Is the world just working for you? Right? What are you doing? How does this keep happening?
Do you have like some in with a soothsayer who can move the planets, or, you know?
I know.
But to Epps' credit right there, it was not his fault that the trans came in too late to save Fact Fiction. Fact Fiction was charging back into his team, got stunned mid, you know, redirection, got burst down immediately, and so Epps, there was only so much that he could do, but Mayhem Academy, they take their first series loss.
Well, and the really interesting thing is, you know, we talked about that schedule last time, right? They were pushed to a 5-game set last week, and they lose this week, and we saw a lot more of old Mayhem Academy, which it needs to be ironed out in this week's of practice. Like, go back to basics at this point, right? Because I think you're right. That individualistic play cleaned up a little bit on Rialto. That was a little bit more competitive. We did see extra innings go to the end from both sides. Really good time management from Second Wind, too. But going back to Mayhem Academy, I think I'm kind of with you. You were sitting right behind me on that bandwagon, right? And I was speaking very, very highly, and I still do. I think this team is very strong.
So much potential.
When they clean it up, right? When they're not making the same mistakes they've made their entirety of their, you know, of their program, right? Putting Manitin on Junkrat, I'm still like, I understand that maybe you want the Tire to open up the point or get a couple picks.
You know, like,
yeah, but like
shatter into Tire, I guess.
Like,
Gravity tire, maybe.
Yeah,
but
why? I'm really interested to find out why, because I'm sure there's a rhyme to the reason since they did try it out twice. So in their games, they probably tried it out. But those are the types of things that they have not been doing throughout these first 3 games. We did talk about the strength of schedule, right? And they were able to do what they needed to do on those, right? They won the games they were supposed to win, but now the pressure's on. They lose to second wind.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. I wonder if they're trying some, new compositions out. We're in the middle of the season. You got to start thinking about playoffs, which will be on the live patch, where, certain heroes will be a little bit stronger, but you have to still remember to keep the game right in front of you, in the forefront of your mind, right?
Yeah, and they're looking for their 4th win. That Fusion University is the first to get to 4-0, because 4-0 pretty much your 4 wins is going to guarantee you a pretty good spot into the playoffs, especially since 6 out of the 8 teams do make it. So let's take a look at the standings now that we are talking about those playoffs. The Mayhem Academy, Gladiators Legion, and Second Wind are all 3-1 behind Fusion University, and then there's Uprising Academy, Chicken Contenders, Montreal Rebellion, and Bermuda, all at 1-3, and then Bermuda at 0-4 respectively. So you know what that actually means for Bermuda is that if Uprising through Montreal Rebellion don't win and Bermuda is able to take a victory off of someone, they're not technically out of it yet, so don't give up. But the top versus the bottom is a very clear difference in this league.
Yeah, you can kind of draw that line right at that 4th seed kind of match.
Yeah, it's exactly where you would draw it, right?
But still, we got to look forward into our next weeks. Fusion University and Mayhem Academy are good.